If a man in Lagos is broke, genuinely broke, I honestly think he should stay away from relationships.
This is why women stop being honest on podcasts.
No.
Men always say love, but the moment bills enter, the same men start acting like victims.
I married my husband to please my parents.
That's a brutal sentence to say out loud.
I know.
Does he know you feel that way?
Not fully.
To create a podcast using AI, you need one very important thing, your script. Your script directs the entire production. It tells the number of characters that are needed, the kind of settings that you need, the topic, the lines for every character. It is also from your script that you get to know the kind of shots that you need. And by using your script, you get your image prompt. I'm going to walk you through the entire process of how I made this podcast using AI. The first thing we're going to do is to write our script, and for that we are going to be using ChatGPT. One of the reasons of using AI is to minimize the task that we do, but to get the best result, we also need to add our own idea. So for this scripting, here's what we're going to do. We're going to copy this prompt right here and paste on ChatGPT. This is a very long prompt, okay? And this prompt has about 9 sections, with each section having a role to play for the kind of script that we want to get from ChatGPT. Now, the first part is the introduction of this prompt. Here is where I assign a personality to ChatGPT. This is where I tell it, this is who you are and this is what your task is. But the first section of this prompt is the core concept. Here is where I tell it what this topic is about. As you can see here, the topic must be centered around this particular line. And I went ahead to say how I want it to be. The second section is the podcast format. Here I'll define the characters that I need, and I said only 2 characters. I describe the host, the personality of the host from what you can see here, and then I have the female guest. That is the second character and her personality. Then I also came for the studio setting. I have to describe the setting that I need. So at the end of the day, you see that the prompt that you're giving is just about your entire idea about the kind of script that you want ChatGPT to write. Now, this is not an easy task. It's something that you have to calm down to write down every single detail of how you want your podcast to be. Now, if you don't do this, you might end up getting a generic script for your podcast, and you don't want to have just a random thing every other person is putting out there. And since you have your own idea, it's important that you put it in your prompt. Describe it, write a detailed prompt, sit down to write this prompt. It's not something you're going to write in a hurry, okay? So after I gave ChatGPT this prompt, it gave me this script that I eventually used. And as you can see, it started with the podcast title, which was part of the things I asked it to do in the prompt, okay? After the podcast title is the viral YouTube title. This way, you're not going to stress yourself trying to find a title for your YouTube. And also thumbnail text ideas, the kind of ideas that you're going to put on your thumbnail. So at the end of the day, the prompt is going to make the entire job easy once the video is ready. Now, you went ahead to give the full cinematic podcast scripts. And as you can see, there's a visual direction here, and it's part of what I required from it from the prompt. And now that we have the script, it's not just about having the script. You know the entire process you have to go through. Now, because it's AI and you want to maintain consistency, you have to generate your images first. At least get the images for the characters that are involved. And so to do that, I had to give it a follow-up prompt. For this follow-up prompt, you see that right here, ChatGPT's personality have changed. Right here, I now said that it has become a cinematic storyboard artist, an AI film director, an image prompt engineer, and image to video prompt specialist, all in one. Is this kind of job description that they used to give in a particular country and still pay you less than minimum wage? So I told ChatGPT to assume the role of a film director, prompt engineer, and all that. And then I went ahead to describe how it should present this prompt for me. This is because I want the job to be very easy. Once the script is ready, once the image prompt is ready and the video prompt, all I have to do afterwards is just copy and paste copy and paste, and you're going to see it. It's going to be kind of very easy. We are not going to start stressing to, when we take the picture, we'll start writing the video prompt how we want it. No. The task, as I said here, is to transform the podcast script into a cinematic AI image prompt and image to video animation prompts. The result must feel like scenes from a high-end Netflix documentary. So this is a summary of how the results should be like. The remaining details that it should include to give me the kind of quality I need is the job of ChatGPT, because of course it is an image prompt engineer and image to video prompt specialist. That role qualifies it to give me the other details that I need to actualize this result that I mentioned here. So this is another long prompt that I'm going to be giving to ChatGPT. It's very important to note that while you are telling ChatGPT what you want, it is also important to tell ChatGPT what you don't want. As you can see here, I described the things that I do not want it to do. Do not create exaggerated gestures, dramatic Hollywood acting, fast camera movements, unrealistic facial animation. So make sure to include the things that you do not want in the prompts that you're going to be giving ChatGPT. And by the way, I'm going to be giving you this prompt for free. I'm going to be dropping the link in the video description so that you can use it, edit it to your taste so that you get the kind of result that you want. So after I paste the prompts on ChatGPT, it gave me this prompt. And as you can see here, it started with the character, naming the character, which is the female guest, wrote the dialogue because I needed it to write the shot, the prompt for each shot according to the lines so that the image I get suits the kind of speech the person is making. If it is a kind of speech that requires close-up shots, I need a close-up shot for that particular line. The dialogue here is the very beginning of the podcast, more like the hook where the female guest said, "I married my husband to please my parents." So it made sure to list out the line and then gave the image prompt. Right below the image prompt is the image to video prompt, which also includes the line that the character took and her reaction, the camera movement, everything is included here. Like I told you, when we start generating the image, it's going to be a free thing. It's going to be an easy thing to do. It's just copy and paste, like where you're copying an expo in an exam hall. So what we're going to do right now that we have the script is proceed to image generation. Afterwards, you do video generation. And for the image generation, you can use any image generation model of your choice, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using Google Flow. To access Google Flow, you can just go to your browser and type labs.google. You're going to see all the tools that are available, or you just search Google Flow on your browser. It's normally the first link that you're going to see. So these are some of the projects I've done on Google Flow. So if you're just starting for the first time, what you want to do is tap on New Project. So right now, what we have to do is go to ChatGPT. For the image prompt, we'll copy the first image prompts that we have here. We'll just highlight all of them, copy it, return to Flow, and then we'll paste the prompt right here. Now what you want to do is select your model. From here, you have Nano Banana Pro and Nano Banana 2. Then you have Imagine 4. I'm going to leave it at Nano Banana 2. Then you want to make sure you choose your aspect ratio. I'll leave it at 16:9. Now here are the number of outputs per prompt. I'm going to leave it at 4 because as a greedy person that I am, I love getting multiple results so that at the end of the day, I'll choose the best one from them. Like I'll keep the one that fits what I'm doing best. So once everything is set, what you want to do is send the prompt so that Google Flow would start generating. Now, the good thing about using Google Flow is that your images have good quality and it's unlimited, at least as at the time of making this video. So like I told you, I always love getting up to 4 different images so that I'll choose the one that works for me, right? So right here now, I'm not going to take this one because we've not generated the image of the guy, so we don't know what he looks like. And for a part of him to appear here, it really might not work. So this is out of the line. This one too, because this mic is already here, I'm not going to take it. This one, this mic, I don't know where it's facing, so I'm going to obviously go with this one because it's best amongst these ones. But let's say you don't even like all of them, you can still regenerate the entire picture if you care, if the first 4 results that you have are not exactly what you need, okay? So that's the same process you'd use for all the images. And that's how I generated all these images, all these shots, and then downloaded the ones that I wanted to use for the video, the one that suits the particular line. Like I told you, I normally generate 4 different shots with a particular prompt so that I'll choose the one that works for me. So I advise that you do the same thing. Now, after generating your images, the next thing you want to do is generate the videos. If you follow this procedure, what you're going to do is just copy and paste. So you're going to use any video generation model of your choice. I'm going to be using Grok for this, and this Grok, I'm going to be using it on Gemini Gen AI. I've talked about Gemini Gen before on my previous video, but if this is the first time you're getting to hear about Gemini Gen, you can actually type geminigen.ai on your browser to be on this website. Sign up and log into your account. You'd get some free credits to try out some tools here. Before now, you could actually use Grok on Gemini Gen for free, but right now, I think you have to spend a little credit. So you might use the free credits that they always give to access Grok, or use any other tool like Qwen, QWENAI, to generate your video. But for this particular purpose, I'm going to be using Grok on Gemini Gen. So when you come here, what you want to do is go to Studio. So you want to make sure that Grok is selected. So what you want to do now is tap on select image to upload the first image that you created using the prompt, okay? So I'm going to upload the first image that we created. So after uploading the image, what I want to do is type my prompt. And since ChatGPT has given us the prompt, we're also going to copy and paste. So I'll go to ChatGPT and go to image to video, and now copy the entire prompt right here. Return to Gemini Gen and paste my prompt. So what I'm going to do is select the orientation, which is the aspect ratio. I would leave it at landscape. The resolution, I want to select high, and then I'm going to leave it at 6 seconds because she's just saying something simple. It's not going to be more than 6 seconds. So what I want to do now is tap on generate, and it's going to generate the video using Grok. So this is practically how you're going to generate the entire video one after the other. And as you can see, we didn't need to stress ourselves looking for how to type the prompt or how to make her say the words. ChatGPT already did all those things for us, including the camera movement, the lighting, and everything that we need for the video to be okay. So the video is done generating. You can tap here to preview the video.
I married my husband to please my parents.
So if you're satisfied with the video, you want to scroll down and tap on download video. And as you can see, the reaction, her facial expression, everything was included in the prompt that we use. And this made it look a little bit realistic if you ask me. So using this process, you generate the entire video that you need. And the next thing you want to do is now edit them. The editing is basically joining the clips together. For the editing, I used Adobe Premiere Pro, and the editing is really not very difficult. All you have to do is import the clips that you generated one after the other and drag them to your timeline. But here is a quick tip. While you're generating this, one of the things that makes it easy is the cutaway shots that you include. Like when someone is talking, another person's facial reaction is seen, like this man listening and looking at her while she's talking. These cutaways helps to make your video look a little bit realistic. You see people reacting in a certain way. Those things would help put emotion to the podcast. At the end of the day, how interesting your podcast is determined by your own idea. I hope you find this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button. I'll see you again.